Michael Brantley is in Boston.
Who?
Blankers. Michael Brantley.
Oh, yeah.
He joined the team in Fenway. He's there now. I saw Brian McTaggart posting pictures of him. I think he even met with the media, Brantley did, and he said that he's close. He's going to work out with the team today, meet with the training staff, et cetera, et cetera. Dana Brown was on the flagship last week, and he actually it was on the Astros radio. It was the Sunday pregame interview with Astros radio and Robert Ford. He said that he thinks that Brantley's going to be in the starting lineup on Tuesday. It seems imminent. Now, it did seem imminent whenever Brantley rejoined the team in Seattle earlier this year, and it never happened. He got, he plateaued. He was out for a while, and then just recently started another rehab assignment. So it looks like Brantley's going to come back. Is it actually time for Brantley's return tomorrow?
It's time, but it's been time. It's been time all year, and that's why I don't mention his name until he finally, for the first time, puts on an Astros uniform and is, gets an at-bat and plays Major League Baseball. It's been a very expensive process. It's been very time-consuming, but also very mind-numbing because of the fact that we went through all of this a couple of times, but the last time it took a flight going to meet up with the team. That's why, again, I'm still, as much as it feels good this time, it feels right, it feels like it's going to happen. We know that he had discomfort on a flight, and then he was shut all the way down, and then he never put on a uniform, and then here we go again, which is why I refer to him as sprinkles and icing, because that's what he's going to be on your cake if you get him, because he's a sweet swinger, and if we had TK on, and we have him on weekly, but Todd Callis was talking about one of the best hitters in the American League over the last several years. You add him to this lineup, just think about what a boost he could be. All those things are fine and dandy, but look at where we are in the season. And we're still waiting to see our first glimpse of Michael Brantley. He can be impactful. I just don't know what he's going to be when he comes back.
I think it's for real this time. I think he's back tomorrow.
I think you're right that it all lines up that way, but I'm just saying now you're right, but then what can he do? Yeah, he was ripping the cover off of it for Sugarland, but how does he adjust to Major League pitching again?
It's a huge question. We saw what John Singleton was doing in AAA, and we saw what he's doing now in the big leagues. It's a massive jump. It really is.
You call them accurately 4A players. Michael Brantley, I'm not saying is a 4A player, but Michael Brantley's been through so much over the last year plus that you just don't know. And at his age, we saw what happened to Abreu. We don't know what he's going to be.
Yeah, see, I don't think it's fair to think that Michael Brantley is going to come in and just be a 300 hitter, quite frankly.
Agreed.
I don't think that Michael Brantley is going to produce the numbers that he did last year. Even last year was 288, but he had 370 on base, OPS 785. Wasn't great, but not bad. He's 36 years old. He hasn't played baseball since, last summer. Mm-hmm. He's going to take a little bit of time to, shake off the rust. Plus, he's 36 years old. He's older than Jose Abreu. He's right around the same age of Jose Abreu.
And they've already said they're not going to play him back-to-back days, so you're not going to have, a mainstay in your lineup every single day.
No. See, so I think that if Michael Brantley hits 270, that's fine. Honestly. If Michael Brantley hits 270 with a 350 on-base percentage, that's
OPS?
what I don't think he's going to have much of an OPS. His power, I think, is going to be worse than it was a year ago.
Yeah,
And he had a 416
double
slugging last year.
Yeah.
I think his OPS, if it's at 750, that's good, quite honestly. Now, that's still an upgrade against right-handed pitching because against right-handed pitching, Michael Brantley is your DH left fielder. Yordan Alvarez is your DH left fielder. Jake Myers is no longer in the lineup, so Chas McCormick's going to play center field. The question, though, is what do you do with Yandy Diaz?
Yandy Diaz is the guy that's vulnerable.
And we kind of know the answer, right? We know the answer behind the dish. Yiner's going to catch J.P. France, and Yiner's going to catch Hunter Brown. Martin Maldonado's going to catch everybody else. So on the days when Verlander's pitching, Framber Valdez is pitching, Christian Javier is pitching, Jose Urquidy is pitching, will Dusty Baker play Yandy Diaz at first base over Jose Abreu? That's the question
now. He was willing to sit Abreu down this weekend, which
for Singleton
for Singleton.
Diaz on the bench.
So then I think that the key now is whenever the pitching matchup is conducive in Dusty's belly that he likes for Yiner's going to get at least one more game because he's going to get a game at first base. But I don't think that's enough because I've been the guy that's been harping on the fact that this guy needs to be in the lineup every single day. And we know that there are 2 days a week when Brown and Framber are pitching. Verlander and Framber are pitching. You're not going to see him behind the dish. So you got to get creative if you have to, but you got to find ways where he's going to play. You can get a start for him at first base.
See, I think it has to be more than just a start.
I agree with you, but where else?
That's it. Because, Brantley's not going to play every day. Brantley's probably not going to play against
So
lefties.
you're saying Abreu needs to sit more?
But the days that tomorrow Michael Brantley's going to be in the lineup. Michael Brantley, it's going to be in the lineup tomorrow. You're not going to sit Jordan most days. So, like, your normal day, Brantley's in left, Jordan's the DH. Maybe they're the other way around where Brantley's the DH, Jordan's in left. Doesn't matter. Those two guys are occupying left field DH normal days against righties. Chas McCormick needs to be in center field those days. Normal days against righties. Martin Maldonado, when Justin Verlander, Framber Valdez, Christian Javier, Jose Urquidy are pitching, normal days against righties, it's going to be Martin Maldonado. So the question on those 4 days, when those 4 guys are pitching, Dusty Baker's going to have to ask himself, Jose Abreu or Yandy Diaz at first base. If I'm the one filling out the lineup card there, I'm writing down Yandy Diaz every single time when that question pops up. Dusty Baker's not going to do it.
He's not going to do it.
But that's so the answer to this whole question, who's it going to cost in terms of at-bats? This is not every day because Brantley's not playing every day, lefties, et cetera, et cetera. But on a normal day against righties, the question's going to come down to Yandy Diaz or Jose Abreu. And we can tell you the way it's going to be now. Dusty Baker's going to write Jose Abreu's spot in that lineup most days, and that is a major problem.
It's a massive problem because I'm the one that's been harping on the fact, regardless of what happens with sprinkles and icing, I was harping on the fact already that Yandy, I don't care about the pitching matchup anymore. He's just got too much pop and he's got too much potential at the plate. He needs to be in there every day. I think the writing was on the wall with Dusty's comments about Yandy well before Brantley even entered the conversation. And I got to put $1 in the jar there because I actually said his name. But the fact is that when Dusty went out of his way when he was talking to McTaggart and talking about how he's doing the kid a solid, but and then he was also questioning his ability to play first base when they were trying to get him on the job training. But then when Jordan had to sit out that game, he moved Singleton and put Yandy back at first base. So it seems like the natural decision to make is you sit Abreu more, you play Yandy more, you have more potential for good things to happen. Now Abreu's looked pretty good this go round, at least this weekend. He was hitting the ball better.
He's looked better than Abreu before the injured list, but he's not looked better than Yandy.
No, but that's again to the point. Pawpaw's belly is going to tell you the exact opposite of what we know is the right baseball decision, especially in the regular season. The playoffs may be a different story, but even still, I think that Pawpaw's belly tells you trust the veteran, you trust the guy that's been there, done that, and that's why Abreu is going to win that out, and it's going to frustrate a whole hell of a lot of people, including 2 right here.
713-780-ESPN. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for the fact that when Brantley comes back tomorrow that it's going to mean Yandy Diaz is going to get less plate appearances unless Dusty Baker makes Yandy his primary first baseman ahead of Jose Abreu.
And defensively, too, with as bad as they've been and the way Dusty feels about Yandy's defense, I just don't think he's going to do it.
I'm with you. He should,
but he won't.
He ain't.